I'm going to assume yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
So Gimmick understand Yamask?
Gimmick will understand you.
Mhm.
Nathan will not.
Mhm.
Oh,
But Gimmick will understand what you're saying.
and now it's
'cause you-
speaking to me. This day is getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
So he'll say Yamask. So to Yamask and Gimmick, you'll hear, you're in the Pokemon Collective. The PC
What?
system.
I well, I what was I doing before? I excuse me, I'm kind of lost. Let me figure out. Okay, so we were together and we went looking for David. Oh yeah,
David.
you know where he is?
Who's David?
Well, it's a long story, but it's one of our friends. We follow a signal here.
David. He'll repeat David a couple times himself. He doesn't. He's not quite getting, but he's like VI at the center. David.
What?
VID. David. VI at the center.
Okay. You know where he is?
I look around. Is he a ghost?
Well, I hope not.
Well, you're in Ghost Town.
What? What?
It's all the
But-
ghosts you can imagine.
But
Right behind us.
they told me ghosts weren't real.
I'm a ghost.
Nathan told me.
I'm a ghost.
Really?
I think I'm real. Well, maybe none of us are real. Are you real?
Wow. Mm. You like to make questions. I think we'll. I'm not so good at answering questions. I'm better at making them. Yeah. Well. mm, maybe you should ask my friend.
He doesn't. He seems to be swearing a lot. He's not happy. I make him angry.
Oh, well, if it seems like he's going to punch you, maybe you should not say anything then. Just in case.
Can you let him know that he's fine here? My friend will help him.
Oh. Well, you know why they seem to not be able to understand me?
I think you just haven't been configured right. I've never seen a Pokemon who can't communicate back.
Oh,
Not in the new world.
well, I never saw a Pokemon either. What's a Pokemon?
Sort of like, I don't know,
Oh, are you a
biological
Pokemon?
AI.
Roll an electronics gimmick.
Okay.
So you're not connected to the extranet
Yeah.
now, but I'm going to base this on information you might have downloaded from the extranet earlier. So if you will roll me an electronics, please.
And is it safe to assume that Cassie and Nathan would be talking in the meantime here? Okay. Like, I don't want to interrupt, but I assume they would.
So yeah, so we're gonna get to the two of you if you guys will converse. But so Gimmick, during when you were connected to the extranet and you were basically trying to download a lot of information, especially about Earth's history and pop culture, so you remember that while Pokemon wasn't a thing in the Mass Effect universe, Digimon could have been a thing. And I explained to people off camera that there was this big craze at the end of the 2010s called Digimon Go and Let's Go Agumon and Let's Go Gabumon, as well as a movie called Detective Agumon.
Did Ryan Reynolds play Agumon in that one too?
where Ryan Reynolds played Agumon. So this kind of sounds similar, but it's not quite the same.
Oh, are we inside like a TV show?
No, this is real.
Oh, well, it seems kind of similar to something I saw, but
Can you see symbols as well?
What? Well, I can see letters in books. I can see numbers. I can see, well, clouds. Maybe they have shapes.
He'll poke at him. Are you me?
I don't know what you have. Your finger will go through gimmick.
I will let you decide that, Astra.
Oh?
You can decide if he does or does not go through.
Oh, okay. So yeah, your finger will like poke him. Oh, it tickles. So I don't know. Do you know someone here that knows things?
He'll point at Cassie. Cassie knows everything.
Oh, maybe we should ask Cassie.
While you're having this conversation, if Cassie and Nathan clearly see that these two Pokemon are having some sort of conversation with each other. I don't know if Cassie is translating it for herself or not, but
For at first, at least, she's going to be focused more on Nathan at this point. And what would his aura tell her about him? How good of a guy is he?
roll.
Scheming.
Yeah, roll whatever it is you think you need to roll for that.
All right. Should we just call it a focus or an intuition? I mean, I think
Let's do
focus probably for
focus.
the power.
Yeah.
Okay. 21.
Okay. In order to determine his character, so I'm going to give you information on the focus roll, but in order to determine his character, it would be more of an intuition.
Oh, that's fine.
So roll
I
an
figure,
intuition.
she's been using her aura ability in her entire time at the Elite Four, and so she's very practiced with it by this point.
Yeah. 14.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
22.
22. You don't believe that. Nathan has any ulterior motives. You don't believe that he has any desire to do anything shady, if that's what you're trying to find out. However, with a focus of 21 on your focus, you're kind of examining his aura. And his aura, first of all, is unlike any aura that you've ever witnessed. It's almost alien to you, so to speak, which is weird because he's clearly a human. Another thing that is very puzzling to you is there's energy inside of his body that suggests he's psychic, but he's not quite psychic. He's not an aura. It's not aura. It feels like it's psychic, but it's not. And again, it's a little alien to you.
So not psychic, not aura, but some other third thing.
Right. And the last thing that you can sense is, for you, it's a little faint, but when you focus directly on his spirit or his aura, his essence, whatever, you can hear singing, faint singing.
Wow. That's kind of like magical and a little spooky.
And it's a little spooky. It's like one of those, it's a singing that sounds a little melancholy, but it's still kind of sort of pleasant to the ear in the sense that you don't necessarily want to stop listening to it. So it's like creepy but pleasant at the same time.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Is Nathan still on the ground right now, or has he gotten up by this point?
I'd say he would have pulled himself up the ground at some point. Probably still super confused about everything.
That's fair. Then after he's had a chance to get up and brush himself off, I guess that's when she would be reading into him, she'd extend a gloved hand and say, Cassandra Pine.
Miss Pine, nice to meet you. And he will shake your hand. Cassie's
So
like
clearly-
5. Cassie's like average height for a woman, or is she taller or shorter?
She's 5'8", so she has to look up like a foot.
He's
I
a
think,
foot
to
taller
be-
than her. He's
Yeah.
a foot taller than her, exactly. So he shakes her hand and he's looking down, but it's obvious he's not looking down, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he
Same
shakes her
way
hand and
she's
says,
looking up, but she's not looking up to him.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get that a lot when you're tall. Trust me, I get that a lot when you're tall. Anyway,
So was he going
Yes.
to say something, or
no.
okay? Then she'll say, "Well, clearly you don't belong here. So where are you from?
Okay, yeah, that seems like a fair question. I'm from. Well, I'm not from here, as you say. I'm from a. Uh, uh, I don't know if I should call it the existence or dimension or simulation because we got here via computers and my brain is now hurting. Um, I'm from somewhere where I have no idea what your technology is like, so I won't say that. But we're from like a space. I'm from a spacefaring region of dimension, I guess, where there's aliens and we talk with each other, and it's very, yeah, it's very strange to say, but Gimmick isn't a, what did you call him? Pokemon? He's not that. He's an artificial intelligence. He was created by somebody. He's not a Pokemon, which is why I reacted the way I did when he started speaking. He's perfectly capable of speaking English. At least that's what we call it, anyway.
Bit nervous, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't know where the hell I am, so I'm sort of, winging it. You know.
Well, you know what? As long as you don't touch anything, don't break anything, I'll help you out, get you back home. So, you said you came through the computer.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine named David Archer. He helped us with some computer things, and he kind of got lost in the system, I guess is the best way to describe it. We came here looking for him because his signal popped up. I'm not a very techie person, so I'm not the best at describing this kind of thing. Gimmick will be better at this. He's very tech savvy. But we found this signal, we jacked ourselves into the system, and we followed it, and now we're here.
But how did you get from there to here? Likewise, we're in the computer at this moment.
It's some sort of portal connection. I kind of just went for it. It was I wanted to find this person. He's quite important to me, so I sort of just went YOLO and went for it.
YOLO, huh?
Yeah, that made a resurgence in like 2196.
2196, you say?
Yeah, that was
What
4
year
years ago.
is it for you? Good to know. Thank you. All right.
We just had
Keeping all
our
that in mind.
we just had our 22nd 22. What is it called? The brain, whatever it's
I
called.
forgot.
Yeah, it's like the 2200 year anniversary or whatever of the system and stuff like that. It was a big thing. Strange but big.
All right. Well, if you would like my help, then I can certainly offer it. But I would have some rules you would have to follow. Is that all right?
Go right ahead.
All right. First off, don't make fun of me. But whatever sort of magic you have, I'm gonna ask that you keep it in your pants. Is that fair?
You know, this isn't the first time I've been told to keep my magic in my pants, so I'm just gonna go with it.
I can tell we're gonna get along great. All right.
Yeah.
Second, you don't interact with people unless I am also there with you. Again, as I said before, do not touch anything, do not break anything. Listen to my instructions, and we'll find your friend.
Awesome. Just to clarify, not magic, mutation.
Mutation.
Yes.
And how does that work? Or is that beyond
it's-
your expertise?
I was told about it because I am what it is, if you know what I mean. You had to kind of learn about it in order to know how to use it, I guess. It's
Okay.
in order for our space traveling, we use an element called EZO, element 0, which allows for the changing of mass. So, for a perfect example here, I can lift up something. I could lift up a really heavy boulder, but the reason I can lift it isn't because I'm really strong. It's because I'm changing that object's mass.
Right.
It allows me to move really fast and hit things really hard because I can change the mass of my fist from being just a bone, skin, sinew, muscle to being as hard as concrete or steel.
And that's just something you have organically inside of you.
Yes. If you're exposed to EZA while you're in the womb, it's very likely you'll become a biotic, which is what we're called when you he like pulls back his hair and like pulls his ear forward, and there's like a surgical scar back here with like with like some wiring and amps and stuff. This is a biotic amp. It allows for me to control things a lot better than I would otherwise. You can be a biotic without it. It just doesn't work as well, if you know what I'm saying. It's like a focus.
And this chemical or whatnot filters into your blood?
Kinda. It's more like it's like a radiation sort of thing. The radiation from exposure to it causes mutations, and that's what causes the gene, I suppose, to be activated in certain people. It's pretty common among a lot of the alien races too. So
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Follow-up term then. I'm going to need some of your blood before we continue on. And she'll, in his silence, just shift her bag around and start pulling through it.
if I say no, do I not get any help here?
That's right.
Can you at least like buy me lunch first?
I could.
But you won't.
Nah.
Woman after my own heart. And he rolls up his sleeve.
All right, then she'll just, pull out a little like DNA sample kind of collection thingy. You know how casual people are with that. And she'll take a sample.
He's like, I don't have an option, so go for it.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn right.
Exactly. Okay, well.
Are you gonna scan his DNA?
We can leave that for later, I assume.
Sure.
She understands that this is semi-urgent, at least for him.
Yeah.
Finding his David Spade or whatever. So.
Just as you are finishing up taking a sample of his blood, that is when Neve returns back, and she has one of those ice cream bars that we'll say it's in the shape of random Pokemon generator. Oh, yeah. It's actually in the shape of a beautiful Lunala.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And the Lunala has little gumball eyes, because of course. And she comes back and she says, "Oh, Cassie's drawing blood. Now something's getting serious." Oh, and she turns towards Gimmick, and she looks very curious about it. "What have we here?"
Cassie will glance over as she's finishing up and say, "You're not getting jealous over there, are you?"
She says, "No, not jealous. This is something that you do all the time. I just always found it funny when you just casually do it in front of, public."
Not the first time, I assume.
Well, it happens.
"What kind of Pokemon is that?" she says, pointing at Gimmick.
Looking at it. Cassie, please assist.
And Evie, did I ever tell you about that time where I went to another dimension?
No. No.
Vaguely, yes. Oh. Why?
We have guests.
No.
Yeah.
No, this has got to be one of your inventions. Clearly.
I mean, I am capable, but...
All right, let's see. Let's play along. Okay. Let's say I believe you. She turns towards the two of them. "So where are you guys from? Are you in that dimension with dragons and magical things?"
Nevi, that was a different age.
That was awful, first of all. I hate you for that. Second of all, Nathan was just like, "Okay, time out here for 1 second. More people who have traveled dimensions. Can somebody please tell me how common dimension traveling is? Can somebody explain to me why this is so common and why people don't seem so freaked out about it?"
You mask. You mask. You mask. You mask. You mask. You mask.
He says you have too many questions.
Okay then. Do you want me to show you why I'm not from here then?
Sure. If you have any proof, show us something that is only from your world.
Nathan pulls up his Omni tool.
Yep, you pull out your Omni tool.
Oh shit.
And he turns into an Omni hammer in his hand, and he's like, "So you were asking questions?" And then it vanishes, again.
So for those of you who don't know what an Omni tool is, think of it as, so there's something called Omnigel. It's a substance that is malleable, and electronically you're able to shape it into virtually any tool-like thing that you want. So in this case, he took out an Omni tool and it shaped itself into a sledgehammer, basically.
Yeah.
And then
I was going to find my own one because I actually have a real life one, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, I'm a nerd.
Well,
Gimmick would
well, that's
also, well, Gimmick would show a picture of Dia and Vito and say like with gimmick, like it means have you seen these people?
she's gonna look at the images and she points at Vito and she's like, "Is that a Greninja?" And the other one looks like a Tyranitar, but skinnier.
I don't know what
Cassie-
either of those things.
Cassie just sighs and shakes her head and mutters like, "You guys are making me too goddamn curious." Hey, Nathan, question for you.
Shoot.
Are those common? She points to the
Yes,
Omni tool.
everybody has one.
Does everybody have just one?
Usually. And yes, I only have one, so you can't have it.
Like a smartphone.
Yes, basically. It is a
Interesting.
smartphone, but it's also a military grade weapon. It's also a mini fabricator. If I wanted to, I could basically make anything that I have supplies for in this little thing.
Wait. So, and you're saying everyone carries this around with them?
Not the military grade ones. No, but yes.
But as common as a smartphone.
Yes.
So you could easily get one.
You still can't have it. It's mine.
Cassie? Nevi says, "I see that look on your face.
Come on, my mom.
You see
gave
that
it
thing
to
on his
me.
wrist?
It's
My mom
very
gave it to
impressive
me.
looking."
Come on. I'm not giving it to you.
All right.
If I can figure out a way to send you one, I will. All right.
Well, we're sure as hell talking about that thing on the way.
Okay, fine. But yet again, Gimmick would know more because I'm not very tech savvy. So, well, not very tech savvy for someone of my particular dimension, I suppose.
All right. So then tell me what we need to know in order to start finding your friend, and then I'll leave you be for a while.
Yamask will cut in while they're talking. Not cut in, but he's been sort of circling Nathan as soon as he brought out the Omni tool and projected the hammer, and he's again like pulling up his sleeve like while he's demonstrating. He's not really bothering your discussion. You kind of know he's probably there, but he's like, "What the hell is this thing doing?" But he's rolling up your sleeve and he's looking at this device, and he turns to. I'm sorry. Did Nathan say what this thing was?
Yeah, an Omni tool.
Wait, so yeah, that's what got him to start circling your arm and trying to like looking at it closer, and then he'll look at Cassie and says, "Cassie, omnibus et unum, omnibus and unum. It's all in
Are
one.
you thinking they're connected, or are you just making language branches?
Everything means something, Cassie."
We'll keep an eye out.
I have many questions, but zero answers.
In the meantime, would you like a way to communicate with them, Chase?
I think it would be best. And as he keeps rolling up the sleeve, he's like, he also writes on himself to remember.
Nash will perk up and glance over.
So from Nathan's like fingertips, which you probably noticed, all the way up to like however far you decide to roll up his arm, he'll stop you when it gets to like his bicep because he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But he has various tattoos that are obviously tattooed onto his arm.
So she'll shake her head a little bit, look back to her bag, like, "That's a tattoo, Chase. Lots of people have them."
No, they mean something. Armor here is
Sometimes it just
protecting
means he
himself.
had a drunk night.
I'm sure that's somewhere on his body.
Yeah, it is. And
won't
everybody
have
else.
to say.
Wait, did you just call him Chase, Cassie?
We're gonna have to catch you up in a little bit, but for now, just roll with it. Cool.
Sure. In the meantime, do you have one of those translator thingies so I actually can, keep up with everything?
Yeah, she nods, and that's just when she pulls out what she was looking for. And yeah, she had a translator thing, so she'll toss it over to Chase.
Could you give one of those thing? Like, I'm assuming you say it's translator, and she gives it away, and I'm like, you give one of those to Gimmick for the moment, because I can't understand what he's saying, and it's kind of making things very awkward.
Well, is he capable of conscious thought?
Yes, he has his
Then
own.
yes, I can.
Okay. Awesome. Perfect.
All right, so she'll fish a little bit through, and then pull out one that it just looks like a little bit of a bolt. She'll walk over and just stick it onto him. And so now, if he actively tries to express a thought to the group, then it should be able to be projected, like audio-wise.
Oh,
Yeah, not exactly
Yay.
the same as you speaking, but it's projected, so we get it.
it's like a picture.
Uh,
I can talk now. Can you
We can hear
understand
you.
me?
oh, hey, Gimmick.
Oh.
Nice to have you back.
Yay! How can you hear me?
That thing she just gave you apparently it's some sort of translator.
Essentially, what it does is it captures the psychokinetic waves that are coming from your mind. It converts that energy into sound waves that are then amplified through a speaker, and then we can hear it.
Oh wow! It is true. You seem to be intelligent.
Thanks. Yeah, I get
She's
that.
quite intelligent, Nevi says.
Quite.
Yes, as in very.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm
your friend?
Well, I have questions, and I think Nathan has questions. And do you guys have questions too?
I have many questions. I was just thinking that we were pressed on time for some reason.
Yeah, David, that's kind of a thing that we need to go find.
If you'd like to sit down, though, we can just chat for a while. I'm not opposed to that.
Can
After
I?
we find him, or while we're finding him, because to be fair, we'll probably have to do both.
I'm good with talking and walking.
Awesome.
The urgency
go.
here is up to you two.
Yeah, I'd rather find him as soon as possible because I don't know what the hell he's been doing here these last weeks or so. We've been missing. So, great. Let's go find him.
wait. Before we go, you mentioned some rules to Nathan. Can you tell me if I have to follow any rules?
Yeah, you have to follow all
Okay.
those. Basically, listen to
Oh.
me. Don't mess shit up.
So that means I can break stuff?
No, you're not exempt. Of anything.
That's the best way to know how things are made.
You can't find the truth, Cassie, without breaking things and putting them back together.
Yeah.
Chase,
Oh, so you can speak now too. Okay. My brain. What the fuck is this place?
It's-
welcome to the world of Pokemon.
I think it's a video game.
Oh, like, oh Christ, what was it? People on the street used to always like try and sell me fake cards.
This isn't a video game. It's a world full of digital monsters.
Well,
Oh, Digimon! That's
Yeah.
it!
That's not what we call them, but fair enough.
Yes, yes. I think we established in Pokemon Spectrum that Digimon was never a thing in
Yeah,
your universe.
I
You
think
have
we
no
did.
idea what. Yeah, so Digimon, you have no idea what that is.
So just in the way that in this world they meshed Pocket and Monster for Pokemon, she's just assuming digital and Monster, which turns out to be accurate, but no connection yet to the.
On the nose.
Yeah, that's this is weird. It's very weird, just to put it out there.
It is, but if it helps you make sense of anything, fine by me, I guess.
if you
Okay,
see
then.
anyone with an icon over their head, don't follow them because it might be a side quest. We need to find, find them really fast.
So between the two of you, is he the intelligent one?
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, boy.
All right, do you have any leads? Do you have anything belonging to this, David?
We
Any
have
ideas
a
of where to
signal.
start?
We have a
The
signal. Yes, and Nathan will pull up his Omni tool yet again because, of course.
Rubbing it
we
in at this
have.
point.
He will click and clack on it, like it's brought up a whole keyboard and there's a screen, and he's like, "There's this signal. I'm gonna try and figure out a way to send it to you, or maybe let me show it to you." And he will just turn around and like down a little. So this is the signal we got when we were tracking David here. This is how we figured out where this place, dimension, whatever you want to call it, was. It's what we used to track him. So I'm assuming that's where he is / close to his position.
So then to Hark, if they were tracking him before, is that signal like still active then?
So he will. So okay, he will bring up a recording, and from the recording you hear the voice, faintly hear the voice of a man reciting square roots values over and over. The square root of x is blah blah blah. The square root of blah is blah 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 blah. And he's just repeatedly saying all these different square roots over and over again. And he will show you that there is some sort of computer network separate from this one that you don't recognize, where you can clearly see there is a signal occurring in a specific point of this network. And you will deduce that is the point where these two followed and went through that ultimately led them here. But beyond that, now that you are on the other side of that gate, there doesn't seem to be like a signal that you can follow yet.
Wait, so does that seem like he's still on the other side of the gate, so to speak? That like only these two are here?
You believe that they were following the signal in through the gate into this world. So it's probably safe to assume that this David person somehow ended up in your universe, similar to how these two ended up in your universe.
Okay, so he is here, but we have no signal to track at the moment.
Right now you have no way of finding him unless you can figure something out.
Well, could I do like a technology education roll to fiddle with the Omni tool?
Yeah,
little
if
bit.
Nathan's gonna let her fiddle with it.
I mean, she kind of
That,
just...
that sounds awkward, considering Cassie has a girlfriend right next to her.
she's cool.
Fair.
She's cool.
Fair.
Well, she doesn't mind watching.
So, like, Nathan's just gonna like give you this kind of look, like he's judging whether or not he should trust you in this moment, because it's like he knows you want this thing, and it's like, you've already taken a sample of my blood. So what have I got to lose? He's just gonna let you go ahead. You know,
Cassie wants to fiddle with it. She wants to
fiddle with Nathan. She just wants to fiddle with him.
So then,
I could show her the info. Maybe she could connect to me.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You're a data point, aren't you?
Yeah.
okay, explain what you mean there really quickly.
What?
Gimmick?
What do you want to know?
Never mind. Let's just do what Nathan said. You're the
Okay.
guy I should be talking to?
Maybe. What do you want to know?
Well, if you have any sort of indication of how we might find this friend of yours.
Let's see. Can I make a scan of the area or something like that?
Sure, you can make a scan of the
Okay.
immediate area. Go ahead and roll in electronics.
24.
Okay, so when you finally scan the area, you do believe it is confirmed that this world is a virtual digital world. For all intents and purposes, it's still real. So like whatever, if you feel pain in this world, if you eat in this world, it still behaves the same way as it would in the outside world.
It's one of those, if you die in the game.
Right. If
Oh,
you die in
no.
the game, yes, you will also die in real life. So, yes, this is a synthetic world. Ooh, the entire world is synthetic. Isn't that
Hey.
interesting? Definitely, this would definitely be illegal in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But anyway, but at this immediate area, as far as your scans can go, you cannot pick up a signal from David right now.
I have a question.
However, What
Yes.
you do pick up is there definitely are a lot of other digital creatures all over the place, different shapes and sizes, far more diverse than anywhere in the Mass Effect universe. There's so many different species, so many different. It's like boggles your mind by how much there is that you believe to explore and learn about the creatures in this world. But the last thing you'll notice is that this world does seem to be very Halloween themed, and there's a theme park and lots of commerce. It's a very lucrative city. And I'll say that's all you can pick up.
Wow, I have a lot of questions now. So,
I hope you have some answers along with those.
well,
Probably.
no, I only have questions. I have answers for questions that you may have, but if I had the answer to the questions I want to ask, I wouldn't be asking them, right?
Not the answers I had in mind, but all right. If no one knows anything, let's just start wandering and we can talk on the way.
We can exchange, like you ask a question, we answer, and then we ask a question.
That sounds like a brilliant plan. What was your name again?
Gimmick. But,
Gimmick.
well, you can call me Indie too, or you can call me, I don't know. Does gimmick mean anything in this world?
It does, yeah. Like a bit of a quirk.
Oh, okay. Is good or bad?
It depends on your taste, I suppose.
Oh, okay. I hope it's good for you.
It's delightful.
Yay!
Well, at least you're having fun.
Boy,
So
am
you-
I.
And so Imp will turn to Gimmick and say, so you understand the value of having more than one name? Being more than one thing?
Well, it's just that people call me things, and I just think that it's nice for them to have something to call me for. So we both know that when they say gimmick or indie or something like that, they are talking to me.
And what is an indie?
I think it's a character from a movie or something like that.
You're
It's
playing
a-
a character in a movie?
Yeah. Do you know Indiana Jones?
No. Is that
Oh.
something? You could probably tell me about it on the way.
Yeah.
So you play a character in a movie like an actor on a stage, wearing
Oh.
different masks, pretending to be different people.
Well, I may have to pretend to be someone else, but I don't know if I should anymore.
So who are you?
Oh, well, I'm Gimmick.
Did you choose that name yourself?
Well, it was given to me by my father and my mother.
Your father and mother were Pokemon?
I don't think so. I think they were human.
Humans gave birth to a Pokemon?
Well, when I asked about that, they said that I was something like a laptop, and that
Like a Rotom?
Oh,
Like a Rotom?
this is
Guess we'll just
Welcome.
glance back and nod and then continue to not take part in the conversation.
someone
Nathan
else.
just pulled out a cigar, just smoking casually. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, so I'm just gonna have a smoke.
I'm not used to answering questions.
But
There
if
is
you never
something
get
I can connect to. Like, I'm good when I have to. I'm connected to internet or something like that. Maybe if I connect to something like that, I could know about this place.
Can you not connect to the internet now?
Seems like I need a password or something like that. I need permission from someone.
Maybe Cassie can get you some permission.
Ooh, I'm giving
Cassie, the Rotom needs the password.
Sorry, how would the internet work while inside the PC?
Yeah, so I mean that the answer is because you are inside the PC itself, the Wi-Fi or whatever you call it is naturally all around you. So if you have an electronic device like a smartphone, for example, it's actually got ridiculously good service because you're in the service. So you're virtually always connected.
All right, so
You know,
Cassie will just tell Gimmick, try turning it off and on again.
Oh, okay. Gimmick would change color to. At the moment was orange, and it would change to like a red, and then back to orange. Oh, it seems to be working now.
yes. Now you're connected to the network.
Oh my god.
And roll me electronics.
Whee.
Works every time, half the time.
Whereas 100% of the
Yeah.
time, 75% of the time.
11. All right. So you can at least gather some very basic information of this world, and a lot of its history, and you can gather a good number of Pokedex entries from various Pokemon. So you're just absorbing all of this amazing data all at once, and it's probably really, really cool and interesting to you. And you realize that where you are right now, you are somewhere in the central area of the city network, I guess is what they call, where people actually live in these digital worlds. And there is one network, or there's one city for every single type of Pokemon.
Ooh,
You just don't know where to go from here, necessarily.
there are so many things. Wow.
So what you're telling me, Miss Pine, is that we're inside of a digital world right now. This isn't your real quote-unquote world where we are right now.
That's correct.
Gimmick would know that there are similar things, and yeah, it's something like our Earth.
So yeah, what is the world outside of here like? Do you guys live on a desert planet? Is it entirely barren? Or, do you guys live, I don't know, in an entirely ocean planet? Those are pretty common.
Are most of your planets entirely one thing or another?
Sometimes, you get the general sort of habitable, continental, which is what our Earth is at home, sort of thing, and then you get the drier ones like deserts and savannas, and then you get the more colder, wet ones, like Arctic tundra and frozen and that kind of thing. People live on all these kind of things. Some are more acclimatized to others.
All
So,
right. Well, if you mesh all those together and place them at appropriate altitudes, you got it.
So it's like a continental world in which everything kind of depends on where you are. You get different temperatures and different regions and different, one place can be really warm and sort of dry, and the other place is really cold and wet, and then the other place is a mix of the two because I hate humidity because my hair is too long.
Yeah, you seem quite familiar with the subject.
You get bored, I'm not very good at learning information. I just kind of, retain it if I'm interested in it. And, exploration was something that I always wanted to get away from where I grew up because I grew up on the streets. So, I always wanted to be somewhere else. So, hearing about other places was sort of an escape in a way.
Fair enough, I can respect that. But yeah, sounds like you're at least familiar with worlds like this one. Doesn't seem like there's anything jumping out at me that's too different.
I mean, you look human, not to.
I am human.
Something tells me we're not quite the same, though. You know what I mean? There's probably some differences somewhere because that just seems to be how things work.
Well, I
you
suppose
want to
cross-dimensionally, that only makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you both should get naked and we can check if there are any differences.
No.
That's a good idea, but we're kind of short on time.
Oh, okay.
thank you, though.
I do not consent. I do not consent to this.
But for science.
No.
Oh.
I don't.
I have to admit, Nathan, I am surprising you.
I mean, I've gotten naked before for people, but this is kind of sudden. You and your girlfriend could probably buy
Oh,
me
really?
lunch.
Under what circumstances did you get naked for people?
There was a hot spring. That was fun.
Oh,
There was there's the the sex. That's another thing too.
Oh, you guys have sex too.
Obviously, how do you think we procreate?
Well, I figured just the same as anyone. You take it, put it in the ear.
I have many questions, but I don't want answers. I don't know if you're being legit or if you're just trying to be funny, but either way, you're freaking me out.
Then either way, it's working. Any signal or any sort yet?
Well, no.
Excellent.
Maybe he's not in like this digital world. Maybe he's in the real one. I don't know.
There are a lot of signals or things like different from what I know, at least. So maybe we
What
could
do you
go
mean?
around. Well, it seems like something I never saw before. I guess there are those Pokemon or something like that.
Well, the unfortunate thing here is that I would imagine we would be looking for a familiar signal as opposed to all of the new ones, as I imagine that the majority of signals here would be new to you.
Well, last time Nathan talked with David, and David was able to reach us. Maybe if we are close by or something like that. Nathan would be able to like reach him or like feel him or something like that.
Hey,
What
if we gotta
about
let a
us,
guy
like-
feel him, I'm open to suggestions. So if that's what we want to go with, we can do it.
You just really want to watch me get naked, don't you?
Oh, I would die for it.
I appreciate the sarcasm. It's perfect. I adore it.
Hashtag sarcasm.
Nevi just kind of like sighs, and as she like finishes up her popsicle.
Nice and slowly.
Yes.
Nathan rolls his eyes. All right. How's about a better idea? Every Omnitool has its own unique signal. David should have one. Especially since I still have one in this universe, I'm assuming it would come with him.
You know, you could have started with that.
Yeah, probably, but you know, the whole different dimension thing kind of took me off.
Right, kind of messing with your head. I get it.
So do you want to check then? Nevi asks.
Gimmick,
Maybe
could you-
you're.
Yeah, here, he will pull up the Omnitool and pull up David's contact and be like, okay, let me call him, see if he answers. And he'll call David. Just to see if he answers.
You'll attempt to call,
Yeah.
but there doesn't seem to be any service.
The number you
Oh,
tried
yeah.
to call is out of service. Please try again later.
Oh yeah, that whole
Yes.
dimension hopping thing would kind of screw with the whole. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, you don't have service here.
Just
And he,
in
like,
case,
all right. Yeah,
try
never
turning
has
it
to-
off and on again.
No, something tells me that this whole dimension hopping thing is kind of screwing with everything. But let me see if I can pull up his signal here. Gimmick, could you give me a hand, please? He like looks at it. He's like, I think it's this button. Like he's trying to figure it out. He's seen people do it before. Like when you watch someone do something and you're like, I'm sure I could try that, and you're like, so
Well,
he like asks.
is there anyone else in this world that may have like tools to help us? Maybe, I mean, there are Pokemons in this world that have powers or things like that. Something like that may help us.
The issue lies more in the interdimensional aspect of things. As your friend pointed out, it's not exactly a common occurrence.
Well, David is at this moment more like an electronic state, like the data, or I think that what it could be happening here is that his signal is getting covered by all these other signals of people and Pokemons.
So what you're saying is we need to look for a glitch. Glitch in the system.
Well, I hope that's not something bad.
Glitch would also be considered something that doesn't belong here.
Oh.
Someone who doesn't belong here, she says.
Yeah.
Like myself or Gimmick or our friends, I'm assuming. Wherever the hell. Speaking of which, where the hell are Gimmick? Where the hell is Vito and Dia vanished off to. What the fuck?
Oh, you finally took that. Where are the other two
Yeah,
companions?
he just
that were
like
with
he
us?
all of a sudden just like looks around very horrified, like where in the fuck are our friends after vanishing off to?
I hope they are okay, and I hope that Dia didn't kill anyone.
My brain is fried. I need
Wait,
to like.
no, wait. Go back to
something.
what you said.
Oh, what?
What did
Oh,
you
I
say?
hope they are okay.
I hope they're okay too.
Yes, because it would be really bad if something bad happened.
Wouldn't
So
it though?
about that food, I'm feeling a bit hungry.
Ah, God damn
is
it.
there-
All right.
I'm assuming my
Nevi,
currency
you saw
won't
the
work here
concession
either.
stands, right?
I'm assuming my currency won't work here either. Unless you guys take like digital credits, like that's the thing, right? Like
No.
no,
But you know what? I can at least get you guys something to eat. Ginevra says.
Nevi, no, that's too much.
Well, I'm assuming only that one really eats. She says, pointing at Nathan.
Oh,
Although, now that you mention it, he probably eats a lot.
actually, I'm an athlete by trade, so my diet is very regulated. So I don't eat a lot. I eat good food,
Okay.
essentially.
Gimmick
Do you guys
turns to
have
you.
like?
Oh.
Do you guys have like fruit? I don't know why, but I'm feeling very fruity today. I feel like eating some fruit.
Mm-hmm.
We have pokeberries.
Ooh.
Do you have blueberries?
I don't know what a blueberry is. Are you talking about? I forgot what pokeberry is actually blue.
I mean, there's blackberries. And
You mean she'll
raspberries.
say? Do you mean blackberries or?
You know what? Grab whatever you think is good. I'll try it anyway. Screw it. If I
Maybe-
die, I die.
Maybe he wants one of those ice creams, Nelly. Have you considered maybe he just wants to cool down with some ice cream?
He did just say he was an athlete and request something fruity.
What does the Solgaleo flavor come in, Nelly?
They do sell them. I haven't tried it myself, so I don't know what it tastes like or what its flavor is.
What did the moon taste like, Nelly?
Nevi.
The moon? It tasted kind of. I think that was actually blackberry flavored.
I would have assumed it was cheesy.
Oh,
That'd be a gross ice cream.
the moon doesn't taste like cheese.
It's a joke.
So, do we have a? Are we just gonna eat while we try to figure out how we're gonna find this signal of yours?
I
That's what
guess
it
so.
sounds like.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we have.
Well,
Mhm.
I guess I'll lead the way, and you guys will go over to the concessions, and there'll be like a food courty like area where, again, the first thing that probably Nathan will notice is nobody's selling meat in any of these places. It's all vegetarian or vegan or whatever you call it.
There's lots of food around, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
People would love this place.
And while you guys are getting your food, Gimmick, you're gonna notice that there are some of those games in these amusement parks that have all the prizes, and one of the prizes catches your eye because there's one of this like a ring toss.
Ooh.
It's like a ring toss game that you can play, and one of the prizes that are hanging, like there's a special. If you score really high, you'll be able to win a Reaper cloth. Is what they call it, a Reaper cloth.
Oh, I want that. Well,
And you know that a Reaper cloth is a item that helps ghost Pokemon evolve.
ooh.
Is Gimmick going to evolve? Is that going to be a thing?
So
Just throwing it out there.
Oh,
I
God.
don't have hands, but you seem to be like, it's looking at Imp. You seem to be good at grabbing things. Can you help me out with this, please?
You want me to use the hooplas to bring back Reaper for you?
Well, yeah. I maybe I can do something for you later.
Wink, wink.
Okay.
I'll see.
They go to the daycare.
Oh god.
It's okay.
They're not
it's
even the right
consent.
egg type.
Mm-hmm. Well, if everyone else is busy, I suppose I need to find out more about what's going on after all this time.
Oh, why did you say after all this time? Sounds odd.
I went offline and then I came back online,
Just like me. Wow.
just like you. How did you go offline?
Well,
Did you kill yourself?
no.
Was there a killer? Was there a killer in your past?
I hope not. I hope it was an accident, but deep down, I think my dad killed me.
Who's your dad?
Well, it's been so long that to be fair, I didn't know him much. I met him twice or thrice, and well, they seem like nice people. But well, there is no way that I could know. So
You
Yeah.
didn't know your father?
well, I know his face, and Gimmick will show a picture of both of them. These
Oh.
are my fathers.
And who is your mother?
Well, I didn't get to know her that much either, but she didn't kill me, so I like her a bit more. And we'll show another picture of her.
And what is her name?
Well, let me look. I don't remember. Her name is Connie Werner, and his name is Keller Chambers.
Killer. He whispers to himself. Were they good people?
I think everyone is good. It's just that sometimes there are things that you may do that other people may think that are bad. So, yeah, it's a matter of who is the one that is viewing you. Are you good or are you bad?
Well, there's always an option.
Yeah. Well, I will like to give them the benefit of the doubt. They may have done things bad to me, but I think that they had a reason for that. And if they were in front of me, I would like to apologize and to also say that I pardon them.
Even though your father turned you off.
Well, from some time now, I just came to the conclusion that if he didn't have done that, I wouldn't have met all the people I know now and all the good things I know now. And I wouldn't be the person that I'm now. Well, the floaty thingy that I'm now, the AI, the synthetic, yeah.